We did a lot of experimenting on, Bob and I were just learning how to, we were working together for the first time, and we did a lot of experimenting. We had this great facility. We had this 24 track. We had the Fairlight. By then I was really fluent with the Fairlight, and so I had all that kind of going on. So we did a lot of mucking around with interesting sounds, and Mr. Big was one of those songs that incorporated a lot of sounds. And I think too that the album was produced, it was a strange album to do because it was split between two producers, Rhett Davies, I mentioned before, and David Lord. David Lord was a producer who I got on with particularly well. And for the first time, I'd really got on well with a producer, and we could speak the same language. He was a graduate of the Royal Academy, and he was a proper classical musician, but at the same time he was a consummate engineer and a very good keyboard player. And David Lord was never satisfied with the single sound that I came up with. He always wanted to add to it. So Mr. Big is a classic example of David Lord fooling around with gadgets, which he did a lot, and sort of enhancing sounds which I thought were quite adequate and perfectly okay, and sort of making them far more extreme and far more interesting ultimately.